Daily Broadside at 864. You ever look at a pangolin? I think I'm saying that right. And you think to yourself, George R.R. Martin has stolen a lot of his costume ideas from the pangolin. Because he looks like something that would be in the Game of Thrones universe, you know? Stopped at a restaurant, or a restroom today. I stopped at a convenience store. It had a restroom. I go in there and take a urination break because that's what I needed to do. And I go in there and there's a condom machine. Man, I ain't seen a condom machine in a bathroom in a hot minute, as the kids say. I thought to myself, like, why have we always had condoms in bathrooms? I mean, they've had those things forever and all. And I don't understand the logic of why you would do it in the bathroom where you got to like restock them. I mean, you don't even know how many you're selling, right? Like, I guess that the condom machine is much like, you know, somebody independently owns it. I would assume. I don't guess that maybe the store owns it. I would think it would be like a gumball machine in a hotel lobby, you know. Somebody owns that gumball machine, and they came to the proprietor of the hotel and they said, "Hey, would you mind if I set a gumball machine here so that I can make a nickel every couple days?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's fine. Just put it over there by that big rack of pamphlets that nobody looks at. So you can go gem mining while you're in, Tulsa here for the day and all." But I don't know who owns it. My point is, who's keeping track of when it's stocked? I mean, how often is the condom man coming around if it's an independent proprietor? And if it's owned by the people that have the store, I guess when they clean it every couple weeks, they got to go in there and just make sure that there's enough magnums left in there and enough non-oxynol 9. Am I saying that right? Non-oxynol 9? That might be the I think that's what's on it. I don't know. I think that's what they had in health class when I was a kid. You have condoms, and then you have condoms with non-oxynol 9. I guess they probably all have that. Spermicide, you know. It's kind of odd that you're wearing something that's killing your sperm. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. How do they know, like, when it's empty? They got to check it, stock it, whatever. Why don't they just put them out on the shelf, you know? I mean, you don't go into CVS and you got to go in the bathroom to get a condom, you know, $1.50. Maybe it's because, I think I might have just answered my question. It's because you can buy them a la carte, you know? I just need one condom. There's just one whore in the parking lot that I need to attend to. I don't need a whole box because, you know, nowadays a condom box, they get a little pricey there, you know. You can't just be, it might be cheaper to buy them. In fact, you might be cheaper to buy them in the gas station bathroom if you can find one that sells that, you know, as opposed to buying, you know, a $30 box of those things. You can get like nine oxynol 9s. But anyway, I just thought it was odd. I hadn't seen one of those in a long time, and I feel like if you're too, maybe it's the embarrassment of buying it. If you're too embarrassed to buy a condom, you probably don't need to be doing anything with that, you know, the condom makes you do. You know what I mean? I don't think we have enough gray foods in the world. You know, you can count on basically one hand how many there are. And I saw a video the day before yesterday, perhaps, and it was a dude in a wheelchair. He had taken a wheelchair, and he's sitting in the wheelchair like you would sit in a wheelchair. And it's just a regular wheelchair. It's not motorized. It's just basically a chair with 4 wheels. And he had somehow attached some kind of motor scooter. I don't know what it was, but he looked like he was going about 52 miles an hour down the highway. He's just sitting, arms on the rest. I don't know where the controls were. I don't know what the throttle linkage thing he's got going on. I don't know what the brakes are. But I'll say this, Mr. Genius. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff. You can go right now to Northern Tool, Harbor Freight. You can buy Briggs and Stratton, a Honda, whatever motor. And you can, if you got any kind of skills, you can attach that motor by, by cable, by chain, by all kinds of different ways, and have a drive wheel. And you can make pretty much any. I'm looking right now. I got 2 different compressors sitting in front of me right now under my shop, and I could make that thing drive. It's got 2 wheels on it. I could somehow make a frame, and I could drive a compressor down the road. Little Ingersoll Rand scooter going down the road at 39 miles an hour. But you got to remember the bearings that this axle, these wheels are on. For example, the wheelchair. It has bearings in it, I would assume. I mean, it's got to be able to turn. they're only rated for a certain mile an hour. And the people at the wheelchair factory are probably like, all right, this thing's got to be able to handle, if somebody like lets go of them on a hill and they get to rolling, just freewheeling. I don't know what the terminal velocity of a wheelchair going down, kind of like Newman when he was in the, what was that? What's the thing that Newman and Kramer had gotten? The little two-wheel thing that the homeless people were pulling. Anyway, I forget what it's called. Rickshaw. If you're going down the road like a breakaway Newman, they got a plan for that. They got to listen. Worst case scenario, somebody's pulling somebody out off a sidewalk. They misstep. Sally's going down, freewheeling, terminal velocity in a wheelchair. It's got to be able to handle that speed. But this dude was on flat ground, like trucking at like 50 some miles an hour. Those bearings are not meant for that. They might hold up for a while, young whippersnapper, but I'm telling you, man, at some point they're going to break loose and it's going to be a bad day. Because you can imagine riding and you're just in a seat, right? And then all of a sudden you're just sliding across concrete at 52 miles an hour until your skin friction along the road, along that Portland cement, until it binds in and that road rash starts to slow you down. You're not an old marble on a glass countertop. You're rough flesh serrating itself like a block of Monterey Jack that you're getting ready to put on chill. I don't know what I'm talking about. Last thing I'll say is this. I think it's kind of emasculating. Like it's so annoying that like, you get pollen on your car and you're like, oh, look at this layer of pollen on my car. Well, it's a good thing I'm driving to the store because surely all that wind will just blow that off. And then you get back and all the pollen is still there. But then you take your finger and you just lightly touch it and the pollen comes right off. What kind of surface friction is going on here with the dirt? And it does that with all kinds of dirt and, things that you get on your car. It just doesn't make any sense. But it just pisses you off because you're like, wind is not, it's got to be stronger than just a light. And I'm just talking about just lightly touching it. You just barely touch it. Barely make